It's true that online patient portals and similar technologies improve the speed and accessibility of communication, and from a utilitarian perspective, they can certainly be helpful. However, healthcare is not grounded solely in efficiency or convenience. The motivation behind healthcare is love and sacrifice, which should result in an inherently holistic and purposeful care. Healthcare provides an immense avenue for real human relationships, allowing caretakers and physicians to continue to foster a community through caring and sacrificing for their patients. When communication is increasingly shifted to digital platforms, especially for follow ups and access to medical information, the relationship between the patient and the healthcare provider is reduced to something mechanical. The patient becomes a record to be accessed, and the provider becomes a system to respond, rather than two people engaged in a human relationship. While faster communication may improve efficiency and record keeping, it eliminates much of the opportunity for emotional and holistic support and love between patient and caregiver. As a result, healthcare is diminished to a transactional function focused on speed and output rather than serving as a foundational institution that sustains humanity and community.
To start, I want to address the issue of geographic separation that keeps rising. Overcoming geographic separation entails enabling communication where there was no chance for it before. Our argument is that in areas where digital communication technology is being used to make what was already possible faster and more accessible, where there are other options available, then that is where the negative effects are greater than the positive ones. Wherever possible, it is good to speak in person to avoid miscommunications as well. While it is true that miscommunication also occurs in person settings, it is much more frequent in online formats. The risk is higher due to the use of emojis, GIFs, texting slang, the absence of body language, and more like that. And these problems are hard to correct over text because you often don't know that you have just misinterpreted someone's text, and people rarely take the time to clarify lest that itself come across as rude. And while you're correct in saying that the risk is lower in online video calls, I think there is a risk in those as well, as it makes communication very utilitarian. The art of being present with each other and being okay with silence between two people has been lost because of the constant flow of information and the need to keep talking constantly to keep relationships up online.
Although digital communication makes it possible to continue working when in person operations are unsafe or impossible, it is not necessarily the only option or the best choice. Remote work often leads to weaker communication and reduced collaboration and misunderstandings caused by the absence of nonverbal cues and spontaneous interactions. Over time, these issues can lower the quality of work and increase frustration. When efficiency and accuracy are essential, operating in a clearly inferior format may do more harm than good. In some situations, suspending or scaling back operations allows organizations to realign rather than forcing limited productivity under poor conditions. Pausing work can give teams time to adapt and reassess while waiting until safe, in person collaboration becomes possible. While digital tools can provide value with their speed and accessibility, relying on them risks normalizing ineffective communication and compromised results. Therefore, temporarily suspending operations can sometimes be the wiser choice to preserve long term quality and productivity.